Another great day to be in real estate. This is Duane, sales manager and sales representative for ERA. For the quote of the day, there's only one corner of the universe you can be certain of improving, and that's your own self, by Aldous Huxley. For the joke of the day, there were two roofers, Larry and Joe, who were on the roof laying tile, when a sudden wind gust came up and knocked down their ladder. "I have an idea," said Larry. "We'll throw you down, then you can pick up the ladder." Joe says, "What do you think, I'm stupid?" And then Larry says, "I got another idea. I'll shine my flashlight, and you can climb down on the beam of light." Then Joe says again, "What? You think I'm stupid? You'll just turn off the flashlight when I'm halfway there." And so for the business tip of the day, have you ever noticed that people who are unsuccessful tend to get sick a lot and miss work, whereas successful people are the exact opposite? Darwin Award of the day, New York 2009, severe storm damaged power lines and left 17,000 homes without electricity. A person we'll just call Mill, who was 64 years old, was one of the affected parties. His power line serviced only 17 homes and therefore was one of the last to be repaired. 7 hours after the line fell, Mill finally lost his patient. The old man had been shooed away repeatedly by firefighters who were standing guard over the power line. Police and firefighters literally chased him away, it was said. "We did everything we could." But they were not prepared for the homeowner's sudden, bold move. Frustrated with waiting, Milt emerged from his home shortly after midnight with an industrial power saw in his hand and plastic bags on his feet. He stood in a puddle of water and attempted to saw through a 4,800-volt feeder line that was dangling off the pole. He fell and became tangled in the hissing and buzzing live wire. While emergency responders waited for utility workers to shut the power, Mill was busy being killed by continuous electrocution. Wow. Okay, story says it all. He repeatedly shooed away from the power line, but insisted on cutting it while standing in a puddle, and now is safely out of the gene pool. For the social commentary, here's some great information. 6 spending tips from Frugal Billionaires. Carlos Slim, a telecom tycoon and billionaire with well-known frugal tendencies, has a net worth of over $60 billion, according to Forbes. Assuming no changes in his net worth, he could spend $1,150 a minute for the next 100 years before he ran out of money. To put this in perspective, he could spend in 13 minutes what a minimum wage earner brings home after an entire year of the daily grind. Granted, the world's billionaires, all 1,011 of them, are in the enviable position of having quite literally more money than they can possibly spend. Yet some are still living below their means and save money on surprising places. Even non-billionaires, that's the rest of us, currently 6,864,605,142 of us, can partake in these 7 spending tips from Frugal Billionaires. Number 1, keep your home simple. Billionaires can afford to live in the most exclusive mansions imaginable, and many do, including Bill Gates' sprawling 66,000 square foot, $147 million dollar mansion in Medina, Washington. Yet frugal billionaires like Warren Buffett chose to keep it simple. Buffett still lives in a 5-bedroom house in Omaha, Nebraska that he purchased in 1957 for $31,000. Likewise, Carlos Slim has been living in the same house for more than 40 years. Number 2, use self-powered or public transportation. Thrifty billionaires, including John Caldwell, David Cheriton, and Chuck Finney, prefer to walk, bike, or use public transportation when getting around town. Certainly these wealthy individuals could afford to take a helicopter to their lunch meetings or ride in a chauffeur-driven Bentley, but they choose to get a little exercise and take advantage of the public transportation instead. Good for the bank account, great for the environment. Number 3, buy your clothes off the rack. While some people, regardless of net value, place a huge emphasis on wearing designer clothes and shoes, some frugal billionaires decide it's simply not worth the effort or expense. You can find David Cheriton, the Stanford professor who matched Google founders to the venture capitalists, resulting in a large reward of Google stock, wearing jeans and a t-shirt. The founder of the furniture company IKEA avoids wearing suits, and John Caldwell, mobile phone mogul, buys his clothes off the rack instead of spending his wealth on designer clothes. Number 4, keep your scissor sharp. The average haircut costs about $45, but people can and do spend up to $800 per cut and style. Multiply that by 8.6 to account for a cut every 6 weeks. It would add up to $7,200 per year. Not including tips, these billionaires can certainly afford the most stylish haircuts, but many cannot be bothered by the time it takes or the high price tag for the posh salons. Billionaires like John Caldwell or David Cheriton opt for cutting their own hair at home. Number 5, drive a regular car, while billionaires like Larry Ellison, who is the co-founder of Oracle Corporation enjoys spending millions of dollars on boats, cars, and planes. Others remain low-key with their vehicles of choice. Jim Walton of Walmart clan drives a 15-year-old pickup truck. Azim Premi, a Indian business tycoon, reportedly drives a Toyota Corolla, and the founder of IKEA drives a 10-year-old Volvo. The idea is to buy a dependable car and drive it into the ground. No need for a different car each day of the week for these frugal volunteers. And finally, number 6, skip the luxury items. It may surprise some of us, but the world's wealthiest person, Carlos Slim, the one who could spend more than $1,000 a minute and not run out of money for 100 years, doesn't own a plane and doesn't own a yacht. Reducing the amount you spend is the easiest way to make your money grow. Many billionaires have chosen to skip these luxury items. Warren Buffett also avoids lavish material items, saying most toys are just a pain in the neck. Some good thoughts to think about. For the real estate news, I thought this one looked like fun. The idea of owning your own island is probably a remote fantasy these days, especially after 3 years of economic carnage to your bank accounts, your savings, and your retirement portfolio. But come on, it's summer. Maybe you're on a budget vacation or at the beach, you're at a bayfront or lakefront rental, but who hasn't gazed out at an island from the shore and wondered what it would be like to own your own kingdom, tethered to civilization only by water and air? Okay, so here's several islands for you. Number 1, Ram Island in Machias Bay, Maine, 50 miles east of Bar Harbor. Asking price $595,000, 16 acres, undeveloped, with 1 tree, a few sheep, a 20 by 20 foot platform for pitching a tent, and a mooring in the cove. The rest is grass, rocks, and a 360-degree view of the oceans and the bay. Next one is Charlie's Island near Marathon in the Florida Keys. Asking price $995,000, 0.32 acres, undeveloped. The turquoise colored roofs that you would see there would be sitting areas for decks, chairs, and a campfire cooking area. But the island also comes with a 38-foot houseboat that sleeps 4 to 5 people. Great reefs nearby for snorkeling and all the seafood you can eat. Next is Tug Harbor Island on Georgian Bay, Ontario, Canada. Asking price $1,057,000, 3 acres, developed, a 2-hour drive from Toronto. This island features a 2-bedroom, 2-bath cottage with a glassed-in porch overlooking the water, a separate guest cabin with bathroom, hot tub built into the rock outcropping, and a boathouse with deep water mooring, running water, electric, and a septic field. Watch Island, place St. Lawrence Seaway near Clayton, New Jersey. Asking price $1.95 million, acreage 1.3, developed. There are 1,400 islands in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York, but very few of them come with a 6,500 square foot mansion, 10 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, plus a boat house and a dock, about an hour and a half drive from either Syracuse or Montreal. Next we have Little Hog Cay near Abacos, northern Bahamas. Asking price $1.95 million, acreage 25, partially developed. And the lagoon actually separates the west side of the island from the east side. On the west side is a studio home and a guest cabana with an electric generator. The east side is undeveloped. And there's a marina airstrip that are about 15-minute boat ride away on the main island of Abacos. Then Cove Island, private island, that's in Howe Sound, British Columbia. And that's asking price $2.95 million. It's developed. It's 5 acres. It's a 30-minute boat ride from the city of Vancouver, and the island is up for sale to developers with an approved subdivision plan. So that's enough for today. This is Duane signing off. Happy trails to you. As always, proud to be an American.